I don't even know what to expect out of the new Shaddoll cards. But ladies and gentlemen, we have Shaddoll Structure deck news. And we only got 2 reveals today. I'm going to do a little bit of speculation here in this video as well, because this is the stuff that really piques my interest as a player and upcoming things like that. So, you guys know this is the deck that ended up winning the... We're going to build the deck. And, well, this could have been Sacred Beast. Just remember that, everybody. You voted for this. So, we got El Shaddoll Apocolone. Now, this be a Gishki monster, if I ever be the Zenith one, but this is interesting. So, El Shaddoll Apocolone. So it's 2 Shaddoll monsters with different attributes to make. This could have been any Shaddoll monster and a Link monster, and we would have been fine, but we didn't decide to do that. Must be special summoned by fusion summoned. Oh no, fusion summon only. Well, not only, but first. You can only use this card's first and third effects once per turn each. Okay, so when this card is special summoned, you can target 1 face-up card on the field and negate its effects. So this is 2 Shaddoll monsters with different attributes. So that's one thing I do want to point out at this point. So, good news, at least on special, negate something, okay? Can't be destroyed by battle. Well, that's really big for a 2500 beat stick. Okay, so Dark Magician can't crash with this guy. And then if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can add 1 Shaddoll card from your deck or graveyard to your hand, and then discard a card. We've already had many a discussion with this, you being able to add the Shaddoll that draws, and then discard it, and then draw a card. This is actually really cute. Literally, this will trigger with any Shaddoll card. Like, in terms of floatability for this, and remember, if you make this, and you toggle out with this guy, you'll be able to trigger that last effect, because that's what makes Shaddolls so good, is their floatability. So, interesting that, honestly, this card isn't terrible. It's not to the level of support that I actually wanted, but it can't be destroyed by battle. 2 Shaddoll monsters with different attributes to make, okay, like, I see what you did there. And then we have Noel Shaddoll Ariel. Now, I don't know what's going on. I don't know when we ever caught Ariel in terms of lore, but here we are. So, Water Psychic. Flip effect. Okay, so, flip. You can target 1 of your banished Shaddoll monsters, buff summon it in either face-up or face-down defense mode. That's for flip, by the way. And if this card is sent to the graveyard by card effect, target up to 3 cards in the graveyards and banish them. Well, that's mighty interesting. What you're telling me here is, if I send this via a card effect, I can Dancing Needles away multiple things from the graveyards. And it is a Shaddoll monster, and it is Aqua. This brings up a couple interesting questions here, but we'll get to that in a sec here. So, then we get an alternate art Shaddoll construct. Now, I'm excited for this, honestly. Like, I love alternate art things. And honestly, I wish this would have been a different effect. Or like Neo El Shaddoll construct. Like, there were things we could have done here. But, alas, this is what we have. So, a couple things I want to talk about here. Looking at the art of the structure deck here, you can see that Ariel is a centerpiece, alright? That means that she's probably going to be the biggest, baddest boss monster in this deck, which means support might not be looking the greatest out here. Now, that being said, though, I see a note up here that might indicate this is a power-up pack, and that might not actually be part of the core deck, which would leave me to be hopeful here. You can also clearly see that Construct and Winda are denoted as your key cards. Now, with that being said, there's a couple of things that we need to understand here. The Shaddoll Link monster, the Construct, we need something better than that. I know I'm being a bit, I guess, picky at this point in time with this because this is good support, but we still need a link monster, and we need something better than left right. All right, we know that you know what we need. Now, I know a lot of people are excited for this support. Don't get me wrong, I think this is great. Other things I would like to see at this point, we need something, a possible way to fuse, make a Shaddoll monster that says one Shaddoll monster plus Link monster. You will put this deck on the food chain at tier 1. Super polys everywhere. You will literally... Now, I don't know. I don't think players really want to see this deck turn into a super poly deck. I get it. I don't really want to see this deck go down that path either, but one clear understanding that we have about this deck is super easy fix. Just one Shaddoll monster plus Link monster, and we're going to town. It wouldn't have been that hard to upgrade Construct to that sort of clause. So that's 2. Outside of this, you can very much generically see this structure deck is going to be, honestly, just a lot of reprints. And that's one thing I'm kind of sad about. Like, had Sacred Beast actually won, we might only be looking at potentially 2 to 3 new cards, for the deck. But, rewinding back on voting here, this is what the player base wanted. The player base wants Shaddolls to be, actually what they once were. And that's not a bad thing. Somebody coming from the Shaddoll format, I get the love for this deck. I get the players loved the ability for this. Shaddoll Fusion is one of the best broken cards in the current game of Yu-Gi-Oh! And even if new support doesn't quite measure up to the point of being absolutely broken, you're still going to see that tech splash engine. You're still going to see ways for players to do this. Now, good news here, Ariel being able to go Shaddoll Fusion, dump this in the graveyard. Shaddoll's now, at least the splashable versions, now you can just banish things from your opponent's graveyard as a splashable engine. I actually find that kind of interesting. That was something that, granted, Squamata for the extra dump, Dragon to bounce back row, actually it's in, draw power. You've got a lot of, splashable things that you can do, but we need more than this. This is the tip of the iceberg. But in terms of a splashable engine, hey, you know what? Every deck now, Shaddoll Dinos, congratulations. You now have a means to banish something. That's really cool. We take that. I also noticed that Shaddolls don't have a Cybers monster yet, but it's none of my business. Imagine Shaddolls getting a Cybers Link monster. We just got our Psychic here, clearly. We could do something about this. There's a very clear indicator that they're aware. We're kind of mixing everything in here. But, I'm just saying, little splash of something here. All you gotta do is snap your fingers, and we could have a Cyverse monster. Once again, that Shaddoll monster. One Link monster plus one Shaddoll monster. Or a fusion for that. I'm just saying, give us that, and we'll be heading somewhere. So, my question to you as the average player, and to those Shaddoll lovers out there, what do we need in addition to this support to make the deck stand back at the top of where it's been? Because like I said, being able to tech in splash banish cards, great. 2 Shaddoll monsters with different attributes to make is a little bit rough around the edges, don't get me wrong, but the fact that you can tutor it to trigger other Shaddoll effects, A-okay in my personal opinion. But honestly, what do we need? I don't quite understand why we've only gotten these 2 cards, and I'm hoping that there's more at the end of the rainbow besides these, because if this is all we're getting, I'm extremely disappointed. This is all of our voting. This is all we got, because, this isn't enough. Guys, please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think about the potential for Shaddolls. And, well, look forward to seeing more news coming out soon, guys. Peace out. Have a good rest of your night. The ride never, well, truly ends. Thank you, patrons. Without you guys, I don't know what I'd be wearing in these videos. I might be a truffle shuffle incident all over again. Guys, please also check out VanCole40 for some awesome Vanguard content. Some other interesting stuff you might find up here on the left or in the description as well. Thanks for watching.